Stream starting soon.
Anytime a heart turns from darkness to light, anytime temptation comes and someone stands to fight, anytime somebody lives to serve and not be served, I know God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move today. Anytime in weakness someone falls upon their knees, or dares to speak the truth that sets men free. Anytime the choice is made to stand upon the word, I know God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, searching soul, and someone says, send me, here I go. I know, I know, I know, I know. God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move today. God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, hallelujah. God is on the move today. I see a generation standing on the truth. In each and every nation, God is on the move.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to UC Family. We're glad you joined us this afternoon. So first up, we had some songs. Next up, we're going to have the Bible story. This week, we have another family acting that out. So I hope you enjoy. We're looking at the story from 1 Samuel 3. So it's the story of Samuel when he was a boy, and he's being woken up by God. It's pretty awesome. So hope you enjoy that video.
The boy Samuel ministered before the Lord under Eli. In those days, the word of the Lord was rare. There were not many visions. One night, Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the house of the Lord where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel.
Here I am, you have called me. I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
Samuel.
Here I am, you have called me. I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
Samuel.
Here I am, you have called me. I did not call you. Go back to bed. But if you hear him, tell him your servant is listening.
Samuel.
Speak before your servant is listening.
And the Lord said to Samuel, see, I'm about to do something in Israel that will make the ears of everyone who hears about it tingle. At the time, I will carry out against Eli everything I spoke against his family, from the beginning to the end. For I told him that I would judge his family forever because of the sin he knew about, his sons blaspheming God, and he failed to restrain them. Therefore, I swore to the house of Eli that the guilt of Eli's house will never be atoned for by sacrifice or offering. Samuel lays down until the morning and then opened the doors of the house of the Lord. He was afraid to tell Eli his vision, but Eli called to him.
Samuel, my son. I am here. What was it that he said to you? Don't hide it from me.
So Samuel told him everything, hiding nothing from him. Then Eli said, he is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes. The Lord was with Samuel as he grew up, and let none of Samuel's words fall on the ground. And Israel from Dan to Beersheba recognized that Samuel was attested as a prophet of the Lord. The Lord continued to appear at Shiloh, and there he revealed himself to Samuel through his word.
Thank you, Jones family, for that awesome reenactment of Samuel and Eli in the temple. And that story is found in 1 Samuel chapter 3. And when you go to your Bible and you read, it starts and it says, now the boy Samuel. Samuel was just a young boy living in the temple with Eli the priest. And you know what? God used him. In fact, God spoke to him in the middle of the night as a young boy. So the verse that we're going to look at today is actually from 1 Timothy 4:12. And it really fits well with the story of Samuel. It says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity. And that's exactly what Samuel did. Samuel lived at the temple. He listened to God. Eli taught him to listen to God. And he set an example for those around him. You too can be used by God in many different ways. So today, because we're doing the ABC memory verses, now what was the first one? Proverbs 4:23 was above all else, guard your heart. You finish it. Okay. B was Ephesians 4:32. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. You finish it. And C was actually last week's, came from Ephesians 2, Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents. You finish it. Today begins with D. Don't let anyone look down on you. Today, I'm going to teach this verse to Bobby because we're going to learn how to do it with motions. If you notice, Bobby's name has changed today. He has become Timothy because we're going to say 1 Timothy 4:12. Okay. 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't, okay, Bobby, when you do don't, you're pointing, like if your mom or dad were saying, don't do that, okay? Don't. Now for let anyone, we're just going to point to people out here. Let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set an example for the, now believers, we're going to do like a bee, a buzzing bee. Bzzz. Believers in speech, life, it's a sign language for life, in love, in faith because we believe that Jesus died on the cross, okay? And in purity, we're going to do a pure heart, all right? Because in all of our relationships, we want to make sure that we keep our heart pure, okay? You think you got it?
I think so.
Let's try it, okay? First Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity. Good job, guys. I think, let's do it one more time. Bobby, can you do it by yourself?
All right.
Think you can handle it?
Nervous. All right.
Here he goes.
1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech and life and love and faith and purity.
Good job.
Thanks. I almost lost my sign, but I got it.
You know what? Today we were talking about Samuel. and we use this verse to talk about him. But Samuel is also one of those. Remember, we're looking at Hebrews 11, the faith chapter. Samuel is mentioned in the faith chapter because when Samuel grew up, God used him mightily. You know that Samuel was the one that God said, Samuel, you go find the next king of Israel. And you know who he went and found and who God pointed out to him? King David, the greatest king in all of Israel's history. So Samuel played an important part, and he is also known as one of the men of faith. Hopefully, we can follow his example in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity. It's been great being with you guys today. Have a great week. See ya.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges. Don't forget Ruth. 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and then old Job. Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, and Joel. Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and old Malachi. Luke and John, Acts and Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians and Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon, Hebrews and James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd and 3rd John, Jude and Revelation. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, and don't forget Ruth. 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and then old Job. Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, and Joel. Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and old Malachi. Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, Acts and Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians and Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon, Hebrews and James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd and 3rd John, Jude